64% of women in 2026 are actively doing something completely unprecedented in dating history, and the vast majority of men are entirely missing it. You've been conditioned to expect games, mixed signals, and endless ambiguity. So when a woman actually drops the drawbridge and signals you to walk across, your brain registers it as a trap, or worse, just friendly conversation. You hesitate, you overthink, and in that hesitation, her attraction dies because she assumes you lack the confidence to lead. By the end of this breakdown, you will know the exact 7 behavioral shifts that trigger a biological attraction response she literally cannot override, proving she wants you to make your move immediately. We are living through a massive behavioral shift. According to the 2026 Tinder Year-End Swipe Report, a staggering 64% of young singles are now demanding upfront emotional honesty, and 60% expect explicit communication of intentions. Behavioral psychologists are calling this trend clear coding. Women are completely exhausted by the situationship era and the endless digital fatigue of dating apps. They are actively discarding the old rulebook of playing hard to get. The problem is, conventional dating advice is still stuck in the past, telling you to wait 3 days to text her back and analyze meaningless micro-movements. That outdated advice creates paralysis. It makes you blind to the glaring green flags she is intentionally placing directly in your path. When a woman likes you, she will systematically remove the friction between the two of you. Recognize these exact 7 clear coding signals, and you eliminate the fear of rejection forever. Number 1, the schedule surrender. When humans feel ambivalence towards someone, they instinctively introduce logistical friction. When they feel intense attraction, the limbic system prioritizes proximity, actively dismantling any barriers to connection. You are wrapping up a conversation, and she doesn't just say, "We should hang out sometime." She says, "I have absolutely nothing going on this weekend," or "My Thursday night just opened up." She is handing you a blank calendar. Do not respond with a vague, cool, "let me know what you want to do." That instantly kills the momentum and forces her into the masculine leadership role. When she surrenders her schedule, you must immediately inject structure. Say, "Perfect. Let's grab drinks at the lounge on Thursday at 7 p.m. You validate her clear code with decisive leadership. But what happens when she starts bringing other people into the dynamic? This next sign is where most guys completely misread the situation. Number 2, the friendfluence integration. Female social dynamics rely heavily on group consensus. Data from 2026 shows a massive 42% of singles now admit their friends actively influence their dating choices, a phenomenon documented as friendfluence. You're out at a social gathering, and instead of isolating herself with you, she deliberately pulls her best friend into the conversation or mentions a specific inside joke her friends made about you. It feels like an interruption, but it's actually an audition. She is running you through the group chat test in real time. Do not retreat into your shell or get annoyed. Engage the friend with the exact same warmth you show her. Use the 70-30th conversation rule. Listen 70% of the time. Project grounded authority and let them do the talking. Winning the friend is the ultimate clear code to her nervous system that you are safe once you pass that social test. She will shift her focus entirely back to you, usually with one specific, undeniable physical action. Number 3, the 3-second silent hold. Sustained visual connection triggers an intense biological response. Neurological research proves that holding eye contact for 3 to 4 seconds stimulates the exact same reward. Centers releasing dopamine and oxytocin as physical touch. There is a lull in the conversation. The topic drops. Instead of nervously looking down at her phone or scanning the room to break the tension, her eyes stay locked on yours. The silence stretches. Most men panic here and rush to fill the silence with pointless rambling. Do not speak. Hold her gaze for exactly 3 to 4 seconds. Let the sexual tension spike. When you do break contact, break it slowly to the side, never downward. Looking down signals submission. Looking to the side projects unbothered confidence. This physical tension naturally leads to evaluating your long-term potential, which brings us to the 4th sign, the most direct verbal code of them all. Number 4, unprompted status flexing. The era of the ambiguous situationship is officially over. We are seeing a massive cultural surge in what researchers call status flexing, a psychological desire to proudly define relationships and establish exclusivity. You haven't asked about her dating life, But she goes out of her way to casually drop the fact that she deleted her dating apps, or she complains about how exhausting other men are. She is explicitly separating herself from the dating pool and making sure you know she is entirely available to you. This is a massive green flag. She is inviting you to claim the space she just cleared. Mirror her transparency. You don't need to confess your undying love, but you must ethically validate her effort. A simple, "I'm really glad you're not seeing anyone else. I enjoy my time with you," rewards her vulnerability without giving away all your power. If you've made it this far, you already understand more about attraction than 90% of men. But the next three, these are the ones that separate the men who understand it from the men who live it. Number 5, Grimkeep in alignment. While shared passions are great, bonding over mutual dislikes creates a much faster, deeper psychological us versus the world dynamic. This bonding mechanism is currently trending across the dating market as you make a slightly cynical joke about a terribly cliche rom-com or an annoying corporate buzzword instead of giving a polite, socially acceptable laugh. Her eyes light up and she intensely agrees, adding her own sharp critique. She is actively matching your edge. Lean into this shared friction, but keep it playful. The rule is to complain with charm, not bitterness. Use this dynamic to create an inside joke that only the two of you share. This builds rapid rapport and shows you aren't afraid to step outside the boring, hyper-polite, nice guy script. But while she's matching your humor, her subconscious is also evaluating your physical presence. Number 6, the 100 millisecond posture mirror. Attraction is biologically assessed within 100 milliseconds, primarily based on structural posture. But when a woman is highly attracted, she will subconsciously adjust her own posture to align with yours, a process driven entirely by mirror neurons. You shift your weight to lean against the bar. A moment later, she adjusts her stance to mirror your exact angle. If you lean in, she leans in. She is physically orienting her entire body toward you, removing any physical barriers like crossed arms or a clutched purse. Test this directly. Make a deliberate, slow change to your posture. Open your chest and roll your shoulders back into a neutral spine. Watch if she adjusts her position within the next 30 seconds to match your open, grounded state. If she does, her biological circuits are completely locked onto you. And finally, when her biology is locked in, she will initiate the ultimate test of your authenticity. Number 7, the true casting vulnerability drop. Women are aggressively filtering for authenticity from the very first interaction. Data shows 1 in 4 singles are now practicing true casting, dropping all facades and highly curated personas to accelerate the vetting process. The conversation shifts from surface level banter, and she voluntarily shares a genuine, unfiltered flaw. Maybe it is an embarrassing story, a weird hobby, or a minor insecurity. She is stripping away her perfect presentation to see if you are a safe place to land. Do not try to fix her problem or hit her with toxic positivity, and definitely do not use this as an excuse to trauma dump your own heavy baggage. Simply hold space for her honesty. Maintain your vocal resonance, speak from your diaphragm, slowing your cadence to convey emotional safety. Say, "I actually really respect that you shared that." You are proving you have the emotional regulation to handle her reality. These 7 signs are not random, isolated events. They are an interconnected sequence of emotional escalation. When she surrenders her schedule, locks in that 3-second eye contact, and drops her guarded persona through true casting, the compound effect is absolute, undeniable permission for you to lead. Recognizing these clear codes isn't about memorizing a checklist of female behaviors. It is a fundamental shift in your identity. You are transitioning from a guy who anxiously hopes he doesn't mess up into a highly calibrated, observant man who recognizes opportunity and acts with calm authority. This is the difference between performing attraction and naturally embodying it. This is not about playing games with someone's emotions or using psychological tricks. It is about developing the social intelligence to hear what she is communicating when she isn't using words, and having the courage to honor that communication with genuine, decisive action. 64% of women are already using these clear codes. They are tired of waiting. Now, you finally have the translation manual to read them perfectly. The next time you are in a conversation with anyone, not just a woman you're attracted to, practice the 3-second silent hold from point 3. Don't rush to fill the quiet. Just hold the gaze, own the space, and watch how it shifts the entire power dynamic. Drop a comment right now. Which of these 7 signs have you completely missed in the past. Be honest. And if you want to know exactly what to say to escalate the tension once you see these signs, you need to master the 70/30ths conversation rule. Watch this video next to learn the exact framework.